The left wing continues to come unhinged because President Trump gets to replace Anthony Kennedy. And we're going to look at a story in the Hollywood Reporter today about an upcoming movie about Roe versus Wade, a movie that has people enraged because it's true. I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance. Welcome to the program, friend. The left wing continues to come unhinged about President Trump being able to replace Anthony Kennedy. I've been down this path before. All right, President Reagan chose Anthony Kennedy and Sandra Day O'Connor. President Reagan is a hero of mine, but he really messed up on these, and his people didn't vet the candidates properly, and President Reagan didn't ask them specifically. That's why I'm asking President Trump, go ahead and pick the fight. Say, yes, I asked, will you vote to overturn Roe? Yes. And then the nominee, when they're interrogated by the Senate, they'll be asked, and he or she can say, yes, we talked about it, and I think it's bad law. Now, what that means is that the person might not get confirmed. So then it's a 4-4 court. President's got the backbone for this fight. And then when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passes away from her battle with cancer or somebody is going to either retire or die, then it's a 4-3 court. And then maybe Roe can be challenged and overturned with a 4-3 vote. Why not? You all you have to have is a majority. And there's nothing in the rules that say, nothing in the Constitution that says there has to be 9 members on the court. That's an arbitrary number. So I'd love to see the president just go ahead and say, yes, I asked. And President Trump, in my opinion, wants to be remembered as the president who honored his campaign promises. And he has been doing that. He went through with the ban on travel from certain Islamic nations because of their inability to vet terrorists. He recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. He is going forward with his plans to build a wall. He opened up the Keystone Pipeline. They began the process for drilling for oil in Anwar. I mean, this is President Trump honoring the promises of candidate Trump. And he said he would appoint someone who would overturn Roe. So I would love to see him get in that fight. Because I'm tired of what happened with David Souter and Sandra Day O'Connor and Anthony Kennedy because of President Reagan and President Bush the Elder. I don't want to see that happen again because no one dared to ask, will you overturn Roe? Will you vote to overturn Roe? All right, let's switch gears because speaking of Roe versus Wade, there's a movie coming out about Roe versus Wade. And this story is such a teaching moment that I'm actually going to read the whole story and comment on it as we go. All right, go ahead, put it up. Secret Roe versus Wade film, now shooting in New Orleans. This is an exclusive. So there you see the director, Nick Loeb. Nick Loeb, famous for battling his ex-wife, girlfriend, Sofia Vergara, over frozen embryos, is co-directing a pro-life story of the landmark Supreme Court case with a cast including conservative stars Jon Voight, Robert Davi, Stacey Dash. All right. Now, we're going to have to bleep out a couple of words here, but the movie or this story, what they're going through is mind-boggling. And I'm going to front load this. People who support the murder of babies or who promote it or who believe in it or who demand that it is a right, they're messed up, right? Their brains are messed up. Their soul is messed up. It's one thing to commit a sin and recognize that it's sin and then say, oh, God, forgive me. It's another thing to try and literally overturn the laws of God in a person's mind, in their own ethical framework, and say that murder is okay. You have to sell your soul into a certain level of darkness to say that it's okay to murder a baby. And you're going to see that here. So here we go. As Nick Loeb walked to his car with a production assistant during a day of shooting his upcoming feature film, Roe versus Wade, outside Tulane University last week, a woman wearing a headset approached and asked, "Are you the director?" When I told her I was, she told me to go blank myself, Loeb recalls. Then she threw her headset on the ground and walked off. I found out later she was our electrician. Anecdotes such as this had become fairly common since Loeb and his production partner, Kathy Allen, began shooting their pro-life feature film June 15th in and around New Orleans. While Loeb has been in the news in recent years because of his ongoing custody battle over frozen embryos with his former girlfriend, Sofia Vergara of Modern Family, there's been little information about the filmmaker's new project, save for a flurry of articles 5 weeks ago alleging that Facebook wasn't allowing him to use its platform to raise money for the story of the 1973 U.S. Supreme Court decision that guaranteed a woman's right to an abortion. Right off the bat, we see these godless, vile swine at Facebook. Facebook canceled my account with thousands of followers or friends, whatever they're called, because of my Muhammad movie. Muhammad in his own words, and because of my series, What Would Muhammad Do? Just cancel it outright. They are, the people who run Facebook are evildoers, okay? And they literally would not let him raise money on a film about a historic Supreme Court decision. Arguably the most historic, except for perhaps Dred Scott, which said that slavery was okay. They literally won't let him raise money on the platform. That's how hell-bent they are for evil. But this is just the beginning. Let me take a quick break and keep reading this story. You aren't going to believe what these people are going through to try and make a movie about Roe versus Wade. I'll be right back. Warrior Guitars. Without question, the best guitar I've ever played, heard, or seen is a Warrior. The owner of Warrior, Jay Dran, has an incredible testimony of redemption and healing. God gave him the vision to start Warrior Guitars and a passion to make the best guitars in the world. They only make about 120 guitars a year, each one by hand. Maybe one of them could be yours, or a once-in-a-lifetime gift for someone you love.
The one thing that I can tell you is this is the most finely crafted guitar I have ever held. I've played a lot of guitars, I own a lot of guitars, and although the quality is exceptional on all of them, this is by far the most finely crafted instrument I own or have ever played. And I'm glad I own it.
Contact my friends at Warrior Guitar. Tell them Randall Terry sent you. Welcome back, friend. I'm going to continue reading about the woes of the people who are shooting the Roe versus Wade movie, and we will also let you know where their GoFundMe page is, okay? So if you want to contribute to them. Plus, we have a movie on Norman McCorvey that you can go to see at, it's christiancinema.com, right? christiancinema.com. We'll put that up on the screen as well. A movie with exclusive interviews of people close to Norma. And that movie got, we won Best Film, Best Documentary at a Christian Film Festival. All right, here we go. The radio silence until now has been by design, both for the security of the cast and crew and in order to obtain shooting locations. To accomplish the latter, Loeb and Allen have been shooting the film, which will wrap principal photography around July 15th, under a fake title that the pair will not disclose. The film has been under such tight wraps that even the major cast members had not been revealed. Two Supreme Court justices are played by a couple of Hollywood's more outspoken conservatives, John Voight and Robert Davey, and other justices are played by Corbin Burnson, John Schneider, Steve Guttenberg, William Forsythe, Wade Williams, and Richard Portnow. John Schneider was one of the Daisy Duke guys. What are those, the car crash people? Dukes of Hazzard, yes, thank you. So, and he did the movie Doonby. He starred in the movie Doonby, which was a great film. The film has been under such tight wraps, so we read that. Stacey Dash, the clueless star and former Fox News commentator who withdrew from a congressional race as a Republican 3 months ago, claiming the campaign had become detrimental to the health and well-being of my family, plays Mildred Jefferson, the first black woman to graduate from Harvard Medical School and the former president of National Right to Life. Even with the secrecy, it's been a challenging shoot. It's at Louisiana State University, Loeb says, we were told we were rejected due to our content, even though it will be a PG-rated film. They refused to put it in writing, but they told us on the phone it was due to content. A PG film, and they won't let him shoot due to content. What's the content? Roe versus Wade is so secret to the demonic world, so sacred rather, so sacred to evildoers, that they literally will not let someone come on the university campus to film a small portion of the movie. All right. Then there was the synagogue. Oh, wait. At Tulane, where Loeb is an alum. The guy graduated from there. The film shot one day, but after the school newspaper reported on the nature of the project, producers were denied a second day of shooting, according to Loeb. Both Tulane and LSU say logistics were the problem, not the content of the movie. Right. See, they support child killing so much that they will deny free speech. They don't even want you to tell the story of Roe versus Wade. They're so demon-possessed. And I continue. And then there was a synagogue in New Orleans the producers rented for catering and as a place for extras to hang out. Once they found out what the film was about, they locked us out. We had to call the police so that the extras and caterers could retrieve their possessions, Loeb says. Now, this is something, a synagogue they rented. The irony is so glaring. Jewish people who were the victims of the Holocaust want to defend child killing so much they rented the building, paid, and then they wouldn't let people eat food there. I continue. Casting has been a problem throughout, as actors have walked away once they realized there was a pro-life tilt to the film. Quote, we had to replace 3 local actors, including one who was to play Norma McCorvey, even after she begged for the role, said Loeb. McCorvey was known as Jane Roe in the landmark legal case. Also touched on in the film is that Dallas District Attorney Henry Wade also prosecuted Jack Ruby for killing Lee Harvey Oswald. McCorvey's attorneys, Linda Coffey and Sarah Weddington, are played respectively by Justin Washburger and Greer Grammer, Kelsey Grammer's daughter, while Lucy Davenport plays famed feminine mystique author Betty Friedan. Among the crew members who quit in protest was a costumer who left after 2 weeks because of the subject matter and pressure from her peers. This is a person who wants to be a costumer in a movie, and because of the content matter. What? A genuine look at the background of Roe versus Wade? The deceit? The lies? And when you look at the historic record, which is out there, and then you put it in a movie, then people are so outraged, they don't even want the story told. That's what we're dealing with here. So she quit because of subject matter and pressure from her peers, says Allen. Now look at this. Even the director, also a woman, quit on the first day of shooting. Can you imagine how maniacally in support of the murder of babies you have to be? If you're trying to get a directing gig, and people like this, they've got real money in this movie. They were paying her a real good wage. And to be in a movie that could be a very famous movie. They could make a lot of money, a lot of viewings. She quits. She quits knowing that it was about Roe versus Wade. So Loeb and Allen are co-directing. They are also producers, and they co-wrote the script. I'm going to take a quick break and keep reading this. But can you imagine the stress on the set? Now, I have a particular interest in this because I'm a movie maker and because I'm the founder of Operation Rescue, and I've spent most of my adult life fighting against Roe versus Wade. So this is both tragic and comical at the same time. I'll take a break. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Have Muslim terrorists hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam? Or is there more to the story? The answer lies in the life of one man, Muhammad, the founder of Islam. Muslim terrorists see themselves inside a 1,400-year-old story, a narrative that focuses on specific events in the life of Muhammad. We are going to look at Muhammad's life using their most sacred literature. We will look at Muhammad at the Battle of Badr. We'll see him deal with those who mock him. We'll see the times when he used deception. will witness Muhammad's anti-Semitism. And yes, we will discuss Muhammad and his teachings concerning sex, slavery, and jihad. Friend, if you want to understand Islamic terrorism, get this series today. All right, I'll hurry through this. I'll skip a couple paragraphs. We're looking at a story in the Hollywood Reporter about the difficulties the movie folks are having. When they shot in Washington, D.C., their location manager there sent an email that read, quote, "I have been doing research on the movie, trying to figure out who is producing and what the gist of the story is. And I finally found it, and so I am withdrawing from this project. I am a staunch pro-abortion feminist activist, and I will not be party to such horrible propaganda." See, they froth. They froth at the mouth because they're disturbed. Loeb announced that the timing is perfect for their film since Roe v. Wade decision is in the news due to Justice Kennedy announcing on June 27th he will retire from the Supreme Court. And let's jump down to the very last two paragraphs. The filmmakers say there are some notable investors behind the project, though they won't reveal them. That's a good choice. They're negotiating a distribution deal and now are aiming for a January release date, while Republicans are hoping to confirm Justice Kennedy this fall. The movie is executive produced by Alveda King, the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and she also has a cameo in the picture. I love that. By the way, there's one other thing that Loeb said, which is very interesting. Listen to this. He said, "But even without that news, it's one of the most controversial political decisions in history. It divides us and makes us uncomfortable," said Loeb. "I have my own pro-life issue going on with my fight over embryos, but no one has really told the whole truth about Roe versus Wade in a film. When I delved into this, I discovered conspiracy theories, fake news, made-up statistics, and a whole lot of people involved who switched their positions from pro-choice to pro-life, including Norma." So I can't wait to see the movie. I mean, losing as many people as they did is going to make it difficult. It means that they're going to have rushed shoots, and losing their director and the two of them who wrote the screenplay having to co-direct it now, that's stressful, all right? So we'll see. But it could be really powerful. And you know what? You have to be a liar to support child killing because you have to deny the truth. They lie. The fetus, which means little one in Latin, the little one what? Little human, the little baby. The fetus is either human or non-human. That's it. And I'm pretty sure it's not a carrot, not a puppy, not some other living organism. It doesn't become a human. It is human. So they have to lie from square one to deny the humanity of the unborn child to the extent that they would kill this baby. That's how sick they are. So the fact that these people are quitting in protest of the propaganda, blah, 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 it's not surprising. It's tragic. It's laughable. But it's not surprising. I'll take a break. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Warrior guitars. Without question, the best guitar I've ever played, heard, or seen is a Warrior. The owner of Warrior, Jay Dran, has an incredible testimony of redemption and healing. God gave him the vision to start Warrior Guitars and a passion to make the best guitars in the world. They only make about 120 guitars a year, each one by hand. Maybe one of them could be yours, or a once-in-a-lifetime gift for someone you love.
The one thing that I can tell you is this is the most finely crafted guitar I have ever held. I've played a lot of guitars, I own a lot of guitars, and although the quality is exceptional on all of them, this is by far the most finely crafted instrument I own or have ever played. And I'm glad I own it.
Contact my friends at Warrior Guitar. Tell them Randall Terry sent you. Friend, we have a series that will help you and those you love to have an impact on this country. It's called Insurrecta Nex. That's Latin for revolution against the killing of innocent people. This is the history, the philosophy, and the theology of social revolution in America. We look at the Stamp Act, the Boston Tea Party, the abolition of slavery, the abolition of child labor, women's voting rights, the civil rights movement. All of them have this in common: courage, sacrifice, dedication, and in-your-face tactics and rhetoric. That's one of the reasons that we've been losing the culture wars the last 40 years, is because the bad guys are using these tactics and we aren't. We will send you this 14-part TV series along with these manuals for students, a teacher's facilitator guide for only $40. Go to 304-289-3700, 304-289-3700. Welcome back to the program, friend. As I told you, I'm a movie maker, and if you want to see the Norma McCorvey movie, it's called A Cold Day in Hell: The Conversion of Norma McCorvey, the Jane Roe of Roe versus Wade. Go to christiancinema.com and you can watch it. We are releasing a movie on the life of Muhammad called Muhammad in His Own Words, the Founder of Islam Speaks. We need to prepay for a bunch of DVDs to be duplicated. And you can get some great deals, like 6 movies for $100 that include shipping. If you want to give us $500, we'll send you 40. If you want to give us $1,000, we'll send you 120. You can give them away at church. You can sell them at church, whatever you want. But we need to raise the money, so I would appreciate it. What I want to do is play for you the opening of the movie so that you can see the quality, hear the music. All of it's original music. We've got voice actors from all over the world. It's really a powerful movie. Here you go.
I also want to speak tonight directly to Muslims throughout the world. We respect your faith. Its teachings are good and peaceful. And those who commit evil in the name of Allah blaspheme the name of Allah.
We have reaffirmed again and again that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. Islam teaches peace.
Islam is a religion of peace. They are not Muslims, they are monsters.
Americans have been assured that Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was a man of peace, and that Muslim terrorists have hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam. To know the truth in the matter, we only need to focus on Muhammad in his own words. So no one's ever done this before. No one has ever just taken Muhammad, his words, and put them in a film. And it's powerful. One of the things that I learned a long time ago is when you study anything, a philosophy, a policy, a religion, you let the players speak for themselves. So if you want to study, say, Methodism, you study the life of Jonathan Wesley. You study the Methodist circuit riders. You look, you read, you let them speak for themselves. If you want to study Calvinism, you study the works of John Calvin. You don't read what others said about John Calvin. If you want to study Catholicism, you read the church fathers. You read the ecumenical creeds. You don't read what other people say about it. You read it. That's what we did with Muhammad. You can see all these books behind me. They're primary sources from Islam. We didn't base this movie on anything other than primary sources. So go to the website that you see or call the phone number that you see on the screen, 304-289-3700, and put an order in. We need help. We really do. And this film could change a lot of hearts and minds. Yesterday, we got word that a Muslim who's engaged to a Christian watched some of What Would Muhammad Do and renounced Islam and is becoming a believer. That's awesome news. That's how good this is. And I ask you to help me, all right? Pray for us. God bless you. Bye-bye.